whoever I'm speaking to, your energy is very much felt, okay? I don't think this is something that people ever tell you or admit to you. People don't know how to deal with your energy. They don't know what it is about you and why you have such a heavy presence. So a lot of times they're going to act out and they're going to try to target you because they don't get it. They don't get why when you come into the room, they feel the energy shift. And it's not a bad thing. Like, it can be in a very positive way. But you have people out here who are jealous of that. Like, you come into the room, you're shifting the energy with just your presence. People feel that, and it makes them upset. When you step into rooms, people feel you. People, even when you leave rooms, they still feel your presence. Like, your energy lingers, okay? And this is not for everybody. I feel like whoever I'm talking to, you know this about yourself. You don't need people to tell you that. When you go places, like, you bless businesses. When you go somewhere and there was no one there before, it was empty, all of a sudden the restaurant or the store is flooded with people. Like, when you co-sign something, all of a sudden you'll see like the world will start to co-sign it. When you start listening to certain artists, an artist you haven't listened to in a long time, all of a sudden this artist just drops an album or their music starts to go viral. And that doesn't mean that you're the cause of it. It just means that you are probably very intuitive, probably like a Heyoka empath. You just pick up on energy and you don't know why you're picking up on it. All of that goes into how strong your energy is and how your presence is truly felt, and kind of why you've gone through the things that you've gone through, okay? It's not your fault. It's not something that you control. It's also not just you. These people are feeling the presence of God because God is you're one of God's favorites. You really walk with God, but also your spirit team, your angels, like, you're very protected. So they're not just feeling your energy, they're also feeling the energy of your spirit team as well. People don't know what to do with that. And for those of you who are extremely connected to your ancestors, your spirit team, who are like really, really tapped in or connected in that way, I feel like at one point or another in your life, you have also felt the presence of your ancestors or your spirit team. And it was extremely overwhelming. And that was your way of seeing how your energy feels when you step into rooms, okay? And that part right there is not for everybody, okay? So don't get in the comments talking about ancestors. We don't speak to the dead and all that ancestor stuff. Do not be disrespectful because you will be blocked. This channel has many different walks of life of people. There will be no disrespect going on over here. We don't care that you're not connected to your ancestors. Some people are, okay? And you cannot take that away from them just because your perception in your life was different, okay? So again, that little part right there is not for everybody. But yeah, that'll be a huge confirmation this message is for you. If you've ever felt the presence of your own spirit team, it's heavy, it's strong, it's powerful, okay? And that's not something to be taken for granted or something to be looked at lightly. That's a big deal. And that is why it's really important for you to be careful who you deal with and interact with on all levels. You got to be careful who you do business with. You got to be careful who you are sexually active with, what schools you go to, the people who play in your hair, at least like in high school up until like adulthood. I didn't care who did my hair. Like, I'm gonna go to whoever I feel like does a great job, and if it looks good, I'm gonna keep coming back. I'm gonna keep paying you money. Like, but now I'm really, really cautious of who I let touch my hair, and it's taken me a long time to find someone who I'm comfortable enough to play in my hair. And I don't know what shifted for me, but something shifted for me where I was like, all right, I'm just gonna try to do my own hair, even though I'm not that good at it. I'm gonna try to do my own because I'm not trusting of anybody just touching my head. Like, this is my crown. Like, this is really important. Like, this, if you know, you know. Like, this is there's power in this itself. So I'm very careful with that. So that could also be another confirmation for someone. You could be the same way. Like, you're very cautious of who you let touch your hair, as you should be, because someone like you who has the power that you do, there are people out here who are into things you don't know about. And if they can feel your power and they can tell what you are and your energy, they'll take advantage of that. Or they could be manipulative and sneaky and try to do something to harm you. And this is not to scare anybody. You definitely don't want to be one of those spiritual people who are extremely paranoid. It's just, you got to be smart, okay? once that third eye is open, there's no closing it, okay? So you can't unsee the things that you've seen. You can't unfeel things. And it's not that you need to be paranoid. It's just that you get to a point where you realize most of the people in the world are not good. And you got to be careful. And honestly, it's just protection. So make sure you are not walking the paranoid line, and make sure that you're walking the, I'm going to just be smart. I'm going to move smart. I'm going to be strategic. I'm going to use my discernment. I'm going to keep my third eye open. I'm going to trust my intuition, okay? Some situations you cannot avoid, but you can avoid a lot of them by being mindful of your energy and your presence and your power and how important that is. And a lot of that may even come from just experiences. Most of the things that I've learned on my spiritual journey was from experience. Like, experience taught me. And I'm glad that it did, because now I know better. I can't pretend like those experiences that I had were not real. They taught me something, especially if you're experiencing them over and over again. So anyway, I said all that to say, your energy is felt, babe. They feel your energy, and that's the problem. And it's not that you're the problem. It's just that they have a problem with that, because they never met anybody like you. They've never met anybody where you walk into a room, you're shifting things, or it's especially when you're vibrating really high and you're magnetic and you're like really abundant and moving in that love energy. When you're like that, oh my goodness, people know, y'all. Telling you, there's people who know. Even the people you would never think, they know. When I get around the viewer, my money starts to increase. When I get around the viewer, my clientele starts to increase. When I get around the viewer, things start getting a lot better for me. I want to keep the viewer around. And they're only keeping you around for their own selfish reasons. Being in your presence blesses them. In the song Flawless by Beyonce, I don't know if it was the remix or not, she said, what did she say? She said something like, you wish I was your baby mama so I can come around and give you good karma. I think that's what she said. Beehive, don't attack me if that's wrong. I think that's what she said. You wish I was your baby mama so when I come around, I give you good karma. Yeah, that's a person who is aware of their own energy. She's aware that when she comes around, she gives people good karma. You are that type of person as well. And I also saw last night, which is ironic for this message, someone had posted on Twitter. If I can find the tweet, I will put it on the screen. But they posted on Twitter that it makes them sad that whenever they're dealing with someone romantically, that person is so blessed. Them dealing with someone romantically blesses that other person. So if it's a woman, she starts dating a man, that man is automatically blessed because she's dating him. Like, his life changes, he gets good karma, he's happy, he feels her energy, okay? But the moment that he does her wrong, it's like his life starts falling apart. And she was saying that this makes her sad because it keeps happening, and it's like, no, she's not responsible for it. Like, that's just the protection she has over her life. Like, that's how much God does not play about her. You could also relate to that. You've had that same experience, that you give people good karma, but you also give people bad karma. And it's not that you're giving it to them. They're giving it to themselves because they don't want to do right by you. And they don't have a right to treat you like that at the end of the day. So it's like, as much as you feel bad about it, you can't really feel bad because that was a choice that they made. And if they didn't have any intentions on doing right by you, they should have left you alone. But they chose not to do that. They chose to intentionally harm you. With that being said, your energy and your presence is definitely felt, so you got to be careful. There is a lot of interruptions in this video, so I'm going to also take that as a confirmation that someone did not want you to know this about yourself. They want me to shut up. They want me to stop talking. They don't want you to hear this. So this message must be very important for somebody because I keep on getting interrupted. Just be mindful of you and own that, okay? Be mindful of your energy. Be mindful of your presence. Be aware of the fact that there's a lot of people who are not going to like it. So what? Do not let that defeat you. Don't cry about it. Don't be sad. Just own it. It is what it is. This is not something that you can control. This is who you are. You were born this way, okay? You were born having this type of energy, and it's only increased over the years, as it should, because it's supposed to. There's nothing you can do but own it. Don't get the big head about it, of course, but just accept it and just forgive people who try to target you because of it, because some people just don't understand. They're not on the same wavelength as you. Y'all are not on the same level, right? And like I always say, it's not about looking down on other people. That's just the truth. You are not on the same level as other people. It is what it is, okay? And because you have this powerful energy, it's something that cannot be taken lightly. And as long as you are being mindful of where you go, who you interact with, and what you partake in or attach your name to, you'll be fine. But it's okay, all right? Because we're still gonna sit pretty. We're still gonna sit on our thrones. The crown is secure. It's not going anywhere. These people can feel however they want to feel. That's a personal problem that has nothing to do with you. Your only job is to basically just remain grounded, but also like simultaneously being aware of your own power. And you're going to keep moving through life. You're going to keep flying through life while they're still talking, while they're still plotting, while they still have something to say, while they're still side-eyeing you, while they're still judging you, while they're still trying to dig up dirt on you, while they're still trying to be fraud investigators and Nancy Drew and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the Suicide Squad. I'm just naming stuff. If you watch my videos, you know what I'm talking about. While they're still coming in their groups and they're doing what they're doing and they're having these conversations and discussing you, you're still winning.